What's up, shit? Timmers here. Here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films and series that are coming out this week, whether they be a theater, streaming, etc. Alright, the big wider release film we have out this week is the sequel to The Black Phone, which is of course Black Phone 2. This time around, you have Finn, who's now 17, struggles with life after his captivity. His sister begins receiving calls in her dreams from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions there. And of course, it looks like they really made the grabber into like Freddy Krueger, really. And the trailers have looked really decent. You know, I really quite like the original Black Phone. It was like one of my favorite horror films of that year. So I'm definitely looking forward to see this new one. Hopefully, you know, the sequel's as good, but we'll see here. Alright. Also out, we got Good Fortune, which is directed by Aziz Ansari, starring Seth Rogen, as well as the likes of Keanu Reeves, Keke Palmer, and Sandra Oh. It's where a well-meaning, but inept angel named Gabriel meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker and a wealthy ventures capitalist. And this does look pretty hilarious. You know, you got Keanu Reeves playing the angel here. Definitely looks like It's a Wonderful Life meets Trading Places in a weird way. Does look pretty funny, so hopefully that could be a good one. Alright, on the streaming front, we got The Twits. Now, The Twits is, of course, based on this story by Roald Dahl, featuring the voices of Margot Martindale, Johnny Vargas, Natalie Portman, Emil Clark, Alan Tudyk, and many others. This is where Mr. and Mrs. Twit, the meanest, smallest, nastiest people in the world, own and operate the most disgusting, dangerous, and idiotic amusement park in the world, Twitlandia. When the Twits rise to power, their town, two brave children, Bisha and Bubsy, and a family of magical muggle wumps are forced to become as tricky as the Twits in order to save the city. And this does look intriguing. You know, I like the animation here. I like the voice sounds. So I'm definitely looking forward to see this one when it comes out. Hopefully that can be good. Also on Netflix, we got a movie called She Walks Into Darkness, which follows Amala, who's a Guardia Silver agent who undergoes going undercover for years within the ETA rank, seeking to crack the location of the group's multiple weapons and catches two Zulus as scattering in southern France. I don't know, it could be interesting there. I don't really know too much about that, to be honest. Yeah. Alright, also on Netflix, we got a documentary called The Perfect Neighbor, which we're in a seemingly minor neighborhood. Dispute in Florida escalates into a deadly violence. Police body cam footage and investigative interviews expose the consequences of Florida's stand your ground laws. That could be interesting to check out. The preview does look pretty weird. Does look interesting. So I'm intrigued to see that one. Now I rarely talk about Tubi movies here, but also premiering on Tubi this week, we got R.L. Stein's Pumpkinhead. When the brother disappears and everyone forgets he exists, Sam must unravel the mystery before Finn is gone forever. So that does look intriguing. You know, definitely, you know, has a little bit like the 80s feel to it. So I'm all for that. On Amazon, we got something I don't really care too much about, but we got Our Fort, which is based on like a YA novel. Where 4 years after their breakup, Nick and Noah, almost said Nora, a really good little film, by the way, reunite at Lion and Jenna's wedding, raising questions about whether their love can triumph Noah's spite. Yeah, say she said I'm not really interested in that one. I don't really know hardly anything Our Fort related, so yeah. On Peacock, we also got the documentary about Jim Downey, one of the most impactful comedy writers in history of SNL. The hour-long film will uncover the mystery of Downey's craft as it shows behind-the-scenes comedic artifact for over 2 decades. Now that does look intriguing. I mean, we're okay because of obviously the 50th anniversary. Really cool seeing getting lots of SNL documentaries this year, so that's pretty cool. So I'm intrigued to see this one. Hopefully that could be interesting. Alright. Also out this week, we got other films here. We got Pets on a Train, which looks pretty terrible. When a crew of animal bandits embark on a routine swindle, they find themselves caught in a train heist. It's up to the Falcon, a petty thief raccoon, and Rex, a righteous police dog, to save the animals on the high-speed runaway train. Yeah, this looks horrible. Like, looks like if the Asylum, made their like Madagascar mockbuster. This is what we get. Definitely has a little bit of that Madagascar feel to it. So I don't know. Could be good, but not all that interesting. We got an Angel Studios movie called Truth and Treasons. 16-year-old Helmuth Hallbarner forms a resistant group with friends Carl and Rudy. After his Jewish friend's Nazi arrest, their brave sections leads them to a trial in Nazi Germany's highest court. Some of Angel Studios, some of their stuff has been decent, like the Senior, the Kings of Kings was pretty decent. This actually looks pretty boring. I mean, this definitely is not what I'm more interested in seeing. So, all right. Also out, we got The Astronaut, which stars Kate Mara and Lawrence Fishburne. After reuniting from her first space mission, astronaut Sam Walker is placed under NASA's care at a high-security house for rehabilitation and medical testing. This does look intriguing. I like Kate Mara. Lawrence Fishburne is great, so that could be pretty cool. Alright, also we got a film called The Bloody Country, which is a western that takes place in 1869, where a family leaves Salt Lake City on a journey to establish a new outpost in their churches, and they caught all their belongings, leaving safety behind here. It stars Randy Qualley, who's the sister of Margaret Qualley. Shame she is not as popular as Margaret is, but I have seen her in other stuff before too. So I don't know. This could be interesting, but we'll see. All right, we also got something called The Wilderness, which stars Leonardo Librato, who of course was one of the Ghostface killers in the last Scream movie that came out. Troubled teens attend a wilderness therapy program in Utah's desert, navigating personal challenges amidst the harsh outback environmental. It also stars Hunter Doohan from Wednesday fame. Could be interesting there. We also got a couple of Oscar bait movies. Like, we got the one that might actually maybe get some Oscar love. It Was an Accident, which is a Iran thriller directed by Jafar Panahi, and explores political repression in Iran and morally here. So, I see the preview for this. Looks interesting. They're saying that this could possibly be one of the few foreign movies to get a Best Picture nomination. So, I mean, Martin Scorsese even praised the directors. I mean, I don't know where it's going to be playing around me, so I don't know if I'll going to be seeing it, but who knows. Alright, we also got the Richard Linklater movie Blue Moon, which stars the likes of the aforementioned Margaret Qualley, Andrew Scott, Ethan Hawke, Bobby Cannavale. It takes place where Lorenz Hart struggles with alcoholism and mental health issues as he attempts to maintain a composure during the premiere of Oklahoma. And this does look interesting. You got Richard Linklater, who barely disappoints, so this could be intriguing to check out. We also got The Mastermind from Mubi and directed by Kelly Reinhardt, starring Josh O'Connor, and takes place in 1970s, where Moody and two cohorts wander into a museum in broad daylight and steal tour paintings when holding onto the art proves more difficult than stealing them. And this does look intriguing. You got Josh O'Connor, John Regaro's also in this, Alana Haim. Does look like it'd be pretty interesting to check out. Kelly Reinhardt is an interesting filmmaker, so no, this could be interesting. All right, we got the Family McMullen, which is actually a follow-up to the Brothers McMullen, which came out in 1995. This, of course, stars the likes of Ed Burns, Tracy Ellis Ross, House of Sage, Connie Britton, and It revisits the McMullen family 30 years after the original, focusing on the continuing romantic entanglements of Barry McMullen as he hits 20 as his 20-something children, as well as a romantic hurdles faces his like brother Patrick and widow's sister-in-law, played by Connie Britton. I don't know. This could be interesting. Like the original film was pretty decent. Ed Burns could have no wrong, so I don't know. That could be pretty cool. All right. Also, if those these aren't coming to Netflix this week, we do got the limited releases of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. That comes to limited release this week, and it'll hit Netflix in November. And we also got the Colin Farrell, Edward Berger film, The Ballad of a Small Player, which hits limited release this week, but it'll premiere on Netflix. I think 2 more weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So those could be interesting there. All right, on the TV front, we got a lot of TV stuff this week. We got Solar Opposites' final season, which is the show from the Rick and Morty creators. Splinter Cell Death Watch, of course, based on the Splinter Cell game. In a shadowy world of espionage, Sam Fisher is a rumor and a legend pulled back into action and must help a new recruit unravel the global conspiracy. Now you do got the voice of Liev Schreiber as as the voice of Sam Fisher. That's pretty cool there. So I don't know. This could be interesting. I like the animation, so we'll see there. We got Loot Season 3 coming to Apple with Maya Rudolph. The Return of the Diplomat with Kerry Russell. We do got some true crime series this week as well. On Hulu, we got Murdoch, Death in the Family, where Maggie and Alex Murdoch enjoy a lavish life in a privilege as members of one of South Carolina's most powerful legal dynasties. But when their son Hart is involved in a deadly crash, the family is faced with the test unlike they've ever encountered. Now you do got like Jason Clarke, Patricia Arquette. This does look intriguing, interesting story here, so sign me up there. We also got Devil in Disguise coming out, coming to Peacock. Now this is of course about John Wayne Gacy, the infamous serial killer. I'm definitely looking forward to see this. I mean, this month alone, we already have like a documentary about the BTK killer. We, of course, just had Munster, the Ed Gein story. Now we got the John Wayne Gacy. I mean, we're getting lots of interesting stuff about serial killers nowadays, But the guy, by the way, playing John Wayne Gacy looks great. Really looks like he embodies John Wayne Gacy. Of course, I'm always a sucker for these type of true crime stories. So sign me up with this one. I'm all for it. We also got Starting 5, which is a Netflix basketball series or a docuseries. We got Mr. Scorsese, which is the documentary about Martin Scorsese. That I'm definitely interested in. And we got The Chosen Adventures coming to Amazon, which is a faith-based animated series about 9-year-old Abby, who is looking at adventure and always finding out whether Joshua wants her to. And of course, she learns from a bold new teacher, who's of course Jesus. Safe to say, I'm not all that interested in that, but maybe it's good. Who knows? But yeah, lots of interesting stuff to look forward to this week. Let me ask you guys: which of these films or series are you interested in? Are you interested in The Black Phone 2, Good Fortune, Devil in Disguise, Murdoch, Death in the Family, etc.? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Tim.